Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to my daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. Now, I have a question, a very important question, a question so important that how you answer this question will determine how successful you are as a silver stacker. That is the severity of this video today, folks. That is how important this video is. We have a lot to talk about, so make sure you watch through the whole thing, and also make sure you're subscribed, not for my sake, for your own sake. You cannot be blindly investing in today's day and age. Plus, I do a lot of giveaways. So the question is this: do you invest into high premium silver, semi-numismatic type silver? And if you do, what percentage of that silver is in your portfolio compared to bullion, right? Is it 70-30, right? 70% bullion, just generics, bars, American Eagles, and 30% some of the riskier stuff. What is it? Or do you not invest into that stuff at all? Or do you only invest into high premium silver? Do you only have pandas and kookaburras? This question is very important, and I really want you over the course of this video to reflect upon your own strategy. We can learn from mistakes, because in the beginning of my silver stacking journey, I did things backwards. And that was because it's so easy to get influenced from these other silver stacking channels, these huge unboxings like Silver Slacker, and Shadow Stack unboxing tubes of just extremely expensive coins. It definitely has an effect on you. It influences you. So I really want to get back to the basis, because as a new stacker, if you are new, which a lot of people are, starting off with a nice solid foundation could be the difference between you making a lot of money and losing a lot of money. When you're investing into this high premium stuff, not always will you get the best deals. Not always will you understand how long it takes for these coins to appreciate in value. Not always will you know what you're doing. I mean, you have to understand these markets. Morgan's a very tricky market. A lot of these other coins, very tricky markets. And if you're just buying the coin without understanding why that coin has value, or what makes it valuable, or why this coin is collectible, whether it's, rarity with low mintage numbers, whether it's part of a set or a series, whether it's the grade of the coin, whatever makes that coin valuable, if you don't understand it and you're just buying the coin because you think it is going to, to skyrocket in value, that's a very dangerous way to go. Now, if you're buying what you like, if you see a really cool coin that you like, then buy it, right? But, because if you buy what you like, at the end of the day, you'll never make a bad investment. But when you're looking at this from strictly a monetary perspective, you got to be careful. I always tell stackers, buy as much silver as you can for as cheap as possible. Build a nice foundation under your feet, and then we can go from there. But, I started off buying mainly pandas and kookaburras, the stuff that I shouldn't have been diving into yet. And that was because I was influenced by these other silver YouTubers that were, that were stacking coins like that. And I should have gone the American Eagle route. I should have been buying generics. I should have been buying bars. But I didn't do that. And nowadays I'm having to do that, right? I'm kind of stacking backwards. Now, later on in this video, I also will explain how to tell if these coins or riskier coins are good investments, because there's a couple of different things that will help you gauge, if it is a good investment or not. But in the beginning, I always recommend just buy bullion. So, on that note, whether you are answering this question from a 80% bullion, 20% high premium, whether you're answering this question from 20% bullion, 80% high premium silver, it really doesn't matter unless you are stacking for either the short term or the long term. If you're stacking for the short term, then having a lot of bullion won't be necessarily the best strategy for you. Bullion takes a long time to appreciate in value. I mean, if you're someone who's not planning on stacking for longer than 2-3 years, then I would definitely be going the quick flipper route. And that's why they're called quick flippers, right? They buy extremely pricey coins and, that can double in a couple of years, flip them on eBay. Bullion might take 5, 10, 15 years to really appreciate. So if you're a long hauler, bullion's the better route. You can get it for cheaper. And if you aren't, if your exit strategy is looking like it's going to be a decade from now, or whether it's tiring, whatever the case is, then yes, go that route. Now, the difference between these two coins are this. High premium silver is detached from spot price. It's detached. And what I mean by that is this. If you have all generic rounds, let's say you just have a whole bunch of standard bullion that you bought at spot price. If spot price in 10 years from now is still $26, your entire stack will still be worth $26, right? Your stack will not have appreciated a single penny because it's pegged to spot price. Your stack only appreciates if spot price does. So you're relying completely on spot price going up. If you have some of these semi-numismatic, aka high premium silver coins, these pandas, kookaburras, those coins are detached from spot price. So even in 10 years, the spot price is $26, those pandas will have doubled, tripled in value. And that's why I was saying that, whether it's 60-40 or 70-30, having both is important. Diversification is key. If you are only buying bullion, I mean, that is definitely the safer route compared to all high premium silver, because at the end of the day, we all know silver's true value. But still, let's say you want to liquidate in 5 years and you want to use some coins that have appreciated, or, regardless, it is safest to have some coins that are appreciating regardless of spot price, but also coins that are pegged to spot price, looking at it strictly as a silver thing. And when I say silver is silver, I'm looking at that and I'm saying that from mostly local coin shop perspectives. If I went into a local coin shop and handed him a panda and an American eagle, he's going to tell me he's going to pay the same price for both of those coins, and he's going to tell me he's paying whatever, $2 over spot, because he's looking at both of those coins as 1 ounce of silver. He's not looking at how pretty the coin is. He's not looking at how rare the coin is. He's not looking at if the design changes every year, how collectible it is. He's buying the 1 ounce of silver inside of that coin. That's all it is. Just 1 ounce of silver. If you bring in an ounce of silver, whether it's a panda, whether it's a kookaburra, whether it's whatever it is, he's going to buy the 1 ounce of silver. And that is strictly looking at silver is silver. That's what most hardcore silver stackers do. But a lot of us do get interest into, some collectible coins. And I would probably say 90% of silver stackers do this, right? Collect, collector coins, Queen Bee series, Lunar series, whatever it is, America the Beautiful series. There's so many cool coins out there that I think everyone dips their toes into some types of coins. And I hope you do, right? Have fun with this. If it's always just about money, it can get a little stale, especially since silver is more of a slower paced investment. It can get bland. If you only buy tubes of American Eagles, if that's all your stack is just Eagles, that kind of gets, it kind of gets repetitive and boring, right? It's nice to see a new coin in your hand that you've never seen and see what it looks like in person. I mean, it brings a whole new aspect of silver stacking. I am curious what you think about that. Do you only have bullion, or do you diversify into high premium silver? And if you do, what is the percentage of your stack? And another thing is, sometimes you have to rebalance. Balance is key. Like me, I noticed that I had a lot of high premium silver and that my stack was off balance. I didn't have much bullion at all, and I needed to start rebalancing. And instead of freaking out and making a rational decision or panic selling, I just had to admit it, acknowledge it, and say, okay, I got to put away, the riskier stuff, the more expensive stuff, and I got to start buying generics. I got to start buying American Eagles because my stack is way off balance, and that's okay. Right? Sometimes we got to get back to the basics, and that's why I like making videos like this, because whether you're a new stacker or an old stacker, this video can be extremely helpful, because a lot of times old stackers also have to do this. It's so easy. And I mean, it's so easy to get distracted, to start branching off into other directions that you originally didn't intend to. And that's why I like telling people, why did you start stacking silver, right? What made you stack? Why, what's the reasoning behind you stacking? And how you answer that question usually can kind of reflect upon if you're still investing or buying the types of silver that you originally intended, because it is so easy to get distracted and kind of veer off the wrong road when there's so many different types of coins, when there's so many different YouTube videos and people showing their stacks and unboxing videos. I can definitely see it happening. Definitely. Now, how do you tell if a coin or a high premium coin is a good investment? Well, the first two things are look at the mintage numbers and look if the design changes every year. Pandas, kookaburras, all these coins, the koalas, Queen's Bee series, any type of coin that is collectible is because the design changes every year, so people want to collect all the different years. Or low mintage numbers. I actually just found out one of the coins I bought last year, the quokka or whatever, it's like a little chipmunk or a little rat. There's only a mintage number of 30,000. So I was looking at the price of this coin because I was like, man, I bought this coin randomly because I thought it looked kind of interesting. And this coin is exploded through the roof in price. And it's highly collectible now. And there's only 30,000 minted. And that was me just almost ironically, just coincidentally buying an extremely rare, expensive coin that I got for a really good deal. Now, it usually doesn't go like that. You have to understand, what's a high mintage number? Do you know the mintage number of American Eagles produced every year? And compared to, do you know the mintage number of pandas produced every year? Do you know the mintage number of kookaburras? You have to know this stuff. Kookaburras, 300 to 500,000. Very low mintage number, and that's why kookaburras are collectible. Pandas around 8 million. Now, that's a lot higher than kookaburras, but pandas are collectible for their own reasoning. But right now, since people are mad at China, they're not so hot on the market. But I think that will blow over. American Eagles minted around 30, 40 million per year. Now, recently, since around 2019, 2020, there was only around 13 million. So that's a lot smaller. That's a lot smaller than usual. But you have to know these things. Because if you don't know these things, then that's how you get ripped off. I mean, straight up, that's how you get ripped off. Prime example, look at Morgan's. Look at Morgan silver dollars. They're flooded all over eBay. People are selling them for $30, $40 a coin. And a lot of times, they're worth nowhere near that much. You have to know. And the trickiest part about Morgan's is every year has drastically different mintage numbers. One year, there might be a very low mintage number. The next year, it might be a very high mintage number. And then in 1921, the last year they made them, there was plenty of them. So 1921 Morgans are not very, they're not scarce. There's nothing really going for them. The prices should be low. But if you don't know that, if you didn't know that Morgans were stopped being produced in 1921, you'd be probably overpaying. If you didn't know that the Carson City Mint is the rarest compared to the Philadelphia Mint, right? Then if you didn't know Philadelphia Mint are the lesser priced coins or the less sought after, and you were just buying them, if you didn't even know about the difference between the three mints that Morgans were made, you would just be blindly investing. That's gambling. You're just throwing money hoping that the coin makes, that's not a strategic investment. That's not strategizing. That's just gambling. So understand the markets. If you want to get in the Morgans, bust open a Red Book or Google online which year the coin is that you might be buying and see, how many were minted, see, and another thing is grading. If you can't grade a coin with your own eyes, especially if you're buying one on eBay that isn't graded in a slab, you got to be careful, because a lot of times on eBay, these people will say the coin is in a much better condition than it is, and that's so they can boost the price higher. And a lot of times these buyers don't even recognize it, or they believe them, and that's a dangerous thing to do. So I'm trying to get you to understand how risky some of these coins can be, how risky it can be buying this type of silver, and why in the beginning I strictly say bullion. There's a reason for that, because if a new stacker tries to go in and start buying Morgans and stuff, they are going to get their head ripped off. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully you have a better understanding. Hopefully, depending on how you answered the question, you can start rebalancing your stack or readjusting, or just starting off on the right path, because a lot of us have to learn the hard way. And hopefully if you watch this video, you don't have to make the same mistakes that we did, because it can be costly. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm doing a 48K giveaway. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.